So I had this female friend a couple of years ago. Me and her no longer friends because I cut her the fuck off. Here's why. She was a pretty girl, but she was heavyset. But that didn't stop her from getting fucked. She wanted love, but she was fast in the ass. And most men, they treat big women a little different. They not gonna love you in public, but they'll fuck the shit out of you behind closed doors. So one day she decided that she wanted love by any means. She gets with this guy. He was everything she wanted, but she couldn't get him to stop fucking other women. But then she tells me that he becomes obsessive. He's real clingy. He won't give her space, and he just crazy. He all over her, he's crazy. She made it seem like this just happened out of the blue. Come to find out, she had them put love spells on him. And she told me she put love spells on him. She said she wanted him, and she wanted him all about her. So one day when they was having sex, she put spells on him. Of course he did not know about it. And of course she took advantage of him. She told me all of this. So in the end, she got the man. She got some of what she wanted. The man was all about her. But he was so all about her that she couldn't breathe without him jumping down her throat. He was literally obsessive, possessive. And if I'm not mistaken, he ended up getting violent. Now I say all that to say, that's typically how the love spells work. When you forcing somebody to love you, you forcing somebody to be with you, it is unnatural. So the results will be unnatural. Ladies, if you want love, heal yourself internally. I'm telling you, a beautiful spirit will attract what's for you before a fat ass and big titties will. Become feminine, not just some of the times, but all the times. Forgive them people, let it go. Start going to the gym, drink your water, and truly take care of your spirit. That's how you attract the man that's for you. There ain't a man on this planet that ain't attracted to a beautiful spirit. Even the ops attracted to beautiful spirits, baby. Now before I cut her off, I should have had a conversation with her, but I didn't. I didn't trust her. I lost all respect for her.
First and foremost, I just want to say that me and my Rych Babes do not claim any of this energy in the name of Jesus, because when I say that this is day 4, and when I say it's going to get a little creepy, it's going to get a little creepy. This video by far, yeah, this one and the other one I have to do, because when I did my research, my Rych Babes, I'm like, yo, this stuff is real, and I've heard it so many times that women do things like this, and I just hope that my Rych Babes are not doing stuff like this, but I have to bring this to the light so that way you can be aware, your sons can be aware, any of your male figures can be aware, and I just hope that you, if you've been thinking about this, can also be aware of the consequences that happen, because this stuff can really backfire. So let's get right into this video, because this is spooky and serious all at the same time. Okay, my Halloween babes, now that I put out that disclaimer, welcome back to day 4 of 10 of the Halloween special, and today we're going to dive into the topic that is, like I said, spooky and unsettling when love spells go wrong. You might have heard of extreme things some women do to keep a man, like putting their monthly blood in his spaghetti, making panty tea, or even dipping their used underwear in his coffee. It sounds weird, right? But there's a lot of real stories out there where these practices have been used to attempt to control a partner's feelings. The truth is, these aren't just silly superstitions or harmless rituals. They can lead to outcomes far darker and more dangerous than anyone could have anticipated. Today, we're going to talk about the stories of women who resulted into using love spells or other methods and dangerous consequences that they had to face. Why you should never, ever mess with forcing anyone to love you. And if a man doesn't want you naturally, then just let his ass go. Baby, is that serious? Desperation shouldn't drive you to compromise your dignity or dabble into dangerous practices. So if you don't know what a love spell is, it's pretty much often some type of unorthodox practice where people believe that will help them secure someone's love and affection. But love is not something that you can control or force. It's supposed to be a flowing, free, emotion. Unfortunately, many who have attempted these methods have ended up in situations far more toxic than they had bargained for. These are countless stories about love spells backfiring. What was supposed to be made for someone to fall deeply in love ended up turning into a relationship into some toxic entanglement, and in some cases the person became dangerously obsessed, displaying behavior of extreme jealousy, possessiveness, or even stalking. Instead of bringing two people closer, the love spell can drive one person into a state of uncontrollable and harmful obsession, making the other feel trapped and fearful.
Let me tell you something. Some of these women are so obsessed with a man, they want to put witchcraft on him. They do a love spell. They want him obsessed with them, right? Once you put that love spell on that man, and now he obsessed with you, guess what? Your ass might end up unalive. I don't care what. I don't want damn motherfucker that bad be walking around here putting witchcraft on somebody to make them want me. If I gotta make a motherfucker want me, I don't want him. I don't understand who the fuck would even do that. Sometimes y'all be hearing about some of these women getting unalive. I hate to say it, somebody gonna get mad. Some of that be because they done put voodoo on that man. And now he is really obsessed with them. She tired on, she ready for a relationship to be over with now for whatever reason. And now he can't take it. Cause he gone crazy literally by her. Cause she did it. Man, let me tell you something. Ain't that much love in the fucking world. You gotta love yourself first. If I got to put, and I'm gonna tell you ways too in my next video, how they put the love spell on the man. Y'all be surprised what people will do to keep them a man. Stay tuned.
So people keep bringing up witchcraft for the okra water, and it just reminded me of a time where I did actual witchcraft with my best friend. And mind you, we were young, we were like 13 years old, so we didn't know any better, but things did not work out as planned. Like crazy things started happening and whatnot. So we're like 13 years old on the swing. I'm telling her about the crush I have, she's telling me about her crush, and she's just like, I read somewhere that you can actually do a love spell. And I'm just like, a love spell? Do tell. So she's just like, all you have to do is write his name, write your name on a piece of paper, and fold the paper up. And it was at the time when Victoria's Secret was really popular, so they had like this perfume called Love Spell. She was like, spray some of that perfume on the piece of paper and put it underneath your pillow and just go to sleep. So she had the perfume, I didn't have the perfume, I ain't had no money to buy the perfume. So I was like, okay, well, you do it tonight and then bring me the perfume tomorrow and I'll do it tomorrow night. So we go home, whatever, and she does it. And then the next day we come back together, and literally that boy was all on her. The boy that she liked was like all on her. They were like this, and I was just like, what? It worked, y'all. So that night I got the perfume from her, and I do the same thing, and I like have my phone next to my pillow, so I fall asleep or whatever. I have the phone next to my pillow. I wake up in the middle of the night, and I get a text from the boy. I like, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know that this just didn't just work like that, right? So at that point I was like, what? My man. I had that boy wrapped around my finger for like a whole week, y'all. But like weird stuff started happening. So first thing that happened is I caught my period for the first time. And if you know, caught my period for the first time. And then like I fell down a flight of stairs. And I ripped my only winter jacket. Now this may seem like little juvenile things, but like I said, we were 13. So at the time, like that's big deal. Like that's a big deal, those things that were happening. So I was just like, you know what? I think this is like karma or something for me doing that love spell on the boy. I say all this to say that you cannot do anything that will make a person go against their own will. Like to this day, I'm big on manifestation and all that stuff, but you cannot make a person fall in love with you, and you cannot make anybody do anything against their own will. Like that's something that we learned in like Disney movies back in the day. So yeah, y'all, just be careful with like any of that stuff. Like I don't suggest to do it. Like just stay away from it.
Imagine doing a love spell on somebody and then it all comes back to destroy you. You see my face, so you know I'm back with another spooky story. Someone submitted this story and told me it was about their cousin. We're gonna call her cousin Linda. So Linda met this guy, we're gonna call him Dodo, at work. Linda went from literally barely caring about being at work until Dodo joined the team. Dodo would bring this sense of excitement to work, where Linda was just looking forward to going to work because at least Dodo was gonna be there. So Linda and Dodo would go on to build this friendship, and they were inseparable. They spent a lot of times together at work and outside of work. So Linda really got to know the ins and outs of Dodo. And when they would spend all these times together, it would get late. And sometimes Linda just wouldn't feel safe to go home, so she would just stay the night. So while getting to know him, Linda admitted to having feelings for Dodo. But no one knew if Dodo felt the same because Linda decided to not disclose that information. And of course, knowing the ins and outs, she knew that Dodo already had a couple of options anyway. But according to Dodo, those women were just sexual relationships. Fast forward one day, Dodo's grandfather unfortunately abruptly passes away. And to help Dodo get his mind off of things, Linda being the best friend that she was, so to take his mind off things, they decided to go out to a bar. They got drunk and came back home. While they were home and Linda was consoling him, one thing led to another and they did the boom boom boom. Now, Linda. Anyway, so the next day they woke up, they didn't really talk about it. Linda proceeded on being there for Dodo throughout his entire grief period. And throughout the period of him grieving, they did not hook up again. However, Linda's feelings grew. One day, Linda finally said, you know what, I'm done hiding these feelings. So she confesses her feelings to Dodo. And Dodo actually felt the same. Dodo actually admitted to being in love with her and he was just scared of ruining their friendship. So they would go on and have this flirty-esque friendship. They were basically best friends by day and doing the boom boom boom, making the bed rock by night. Everything was great until Linda was like, when are we gonna be together? We've been doing this cute bestie cat and mouse type of game for a while now, what's tea? And every single time that conversation would come up, it seems like there was always a blockage on his end. Linda was ready to be a girlfriend. Shit, Linda was ready to be a wife today. But there was a blockage for him. So Linda thought since her family is already privy with voodoo, she might as well exercise what she actually knows and just basically give him a little kick to make him see her as, a potential mate. So she did what any reasonable person would do and fed him a voodoo pasta. And that was just step one. Because she likes to go big or go home, she admitted to also giving him a potion. And the man was head over heels. He was so head over heels that he forgot about everybody in his life. That is until his family got involved. His family, knowing that something wasn't right, got involved and decided that they were going to bust him out of this relationship. So one day they got him. All that Linda knew was that she came home one day and that this man disappeared for months. And she had no idea what happened to him or even where to find him. Until one day, being the desperate girl that she is, when suddenly in storms an angry Dodo. To backtrack, when Dodo's family got him, they uncovered the truth about what his girlfriend was doing to him. They took him out of whatever she put him under. When he came back to realize, as much as he tried to ignore the urge, he just had to see her. So he would storm to her house, kick her door down, notices that she was sitting right there, Linda being excited that he came back, but also automatically noticing that his demeanor was different. He beat Linda so bad that Linda suffered such serious surgeries. She has lost all her teeth, dislocated her jaw, broke a few of her limbs, and he attempted to set her house on fire. So she escaped by literally just a hair. One of her neighbors heard the screaming, saw Dodo running out of that house and ran inside to her rescue. Till this day, she has chronic pain and she is still suffering the consequences of that love spell. That was a submission from Jackmail IT. Maybe hold out before you do that love spell.
Get a little crazy.
What's wrong with me? Okay, what's wrong with me? Well, make love to my wife. What's crazy about that?
Look, I can't stay here. I'm leaving.
What are you talking about? We're going nowhere without me, ever. What kind of woman would leave a man who loves you as much as I do? Don't. I never felt like this before.
All right, right, Rych Babes, you can fuck around and find out if you want to, okay? The real danger lies in manipulating someone's free will. Trying to control a person's emotions by using love spells or rituals to bind them to you isn't something to play with. You're playing with fire, sis. It is a complete disrespect of their autonomy. Love at its core should be a mutual choice and authentic connection between two people who genuinely care for one another. When you use love spells, you're setting yourself up for a situation that is based upon deceit rather than real affection. Moreover, tampering with someone's free will can also have a serious spiritual and karmic consequences. Many practitioners of magic warn against using any kind of spell to influence another person's decision, especially when it comes to love. If a love spell is reversed or wears off, you may find yourself facing harsh repercussions. Some have even reported experiencing the very obsession they tried to impose on someone else. It's a reminder that magic isn't a game. The energy that you send out will always find its way back to you. Be careful, ladies.
Y'all imagine casting a love spell on a fucking narcissist and this man end up unaliving you. So y'all, I'm finna give y'all a story time on how this girl end up losing her life all because she wanted this man to fall in love with her. So first thing first, they worked at the same facility together or whatever. And the girl had just started, I think the man, he was there for like probably 2 or 3 years or whatever. So when she came, they placed her in the department with him or whatever. So I guess he was her like trainer. They was like machine operators or whatever. So he was her trainer. He was showing her how to do the ropes and stuff like that to work in the machine. So, you know, as time go on, you know what I'm saying, they chilling. Y'all know how it is when you in a set with a man and stuff like that, and then you end up talking to the man and yada, 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 and you go from there. But from the get-go, I don't think the man was looking for no relationship, and I don't think the girl was looking for no relationship either. But somehow she ended up catching feelings for him, and he was only trying to... So after months and months of them talking or whatever, she came to him and she was just like, you know, I want to pursue a relationship, like where we stand at this point, because we've been talking for a long time. We done messed around, you know, we did this, we did that. So like, what's up? So I don't think he was feeling a relationship. I think he was like in and out with his baby mama or whatever situation he had going on the side. But I know he wasn't really into her. He was just trying to mess around with the girl. And then, y'all, he used to try to like manipulate this girl. He used to like lead her on, love bomb her. You know, it was always one-sided with him. So she was just like, enough is enough, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of playing games with you. So she laid her foot down. Basically, she was just like, you know, it is what it is. If we're going to be together, we're going to be together. We not, then just leave me the fuck alone. But somehow, I don't know, this girl could not fucking get over him. And then what's so crazy is this man knew that this girl felt some type of way. And he just wouldn't leave her alone for shit. Like, if you don't like the girl, you don't want to fuck with the girl, why you won't just leave her alone? That's what I didn't understand. So then, y'all, they stopped talking for like a minute. Probably like, I ain't gonna say a minute. They probably stopped talking for like a week or two. And they working in the same set, but they wasn't talking. Like, at this point, she know what she doing and stuff like that. So she don't have to talk to him. So, you know, somehow they end up talking. I think he ended up texting her or whatever. I don't know. But somehow they end up talking, start back talking or whatever. And, you know, it was like on the same shit. Like, it's like they never fucking left off. The conversation picked up as if they never got into it. They never had the conversation about her trying to pursue a relationship. None of that. They just picked up where it left off, and she never did bring it back up or nothing like that for a long time. So then months and months go by, they back messing around, they back, you know, flirting and all this other stuff. And then she brings up that she want a relationship again. And he just like, at this point, like, you know, I'm tired of you sitting up here every few weeks or whatever, you bringing up a relationship and all this stuff like that. But he never did come direct and say, I don't want a relationship. He never did say, you know, I don't look at you like that. He never did say none of that. He led that girl on the whole time thinking that, okay, it's a possible chance that we can be together. But he never did tell her, like, he was indirect. Y'all know how narcissist he is. So y'all, as time going on or whatever, you know, she was just like, okay, you know, they had started like, I don't know, it's like they would talk and stuff like that, and they would get into it about the smallest shit. And I just feel like, sis, if y'all get into it about the smallest shit, that should tell you this man is not for you. Like, God is not gonna force nothing at all. But obviously she wanted to force it. So they stopped talking for like a month. But she couldn't get over this man for nothing. She kept thinking about him, you know. And it's kind of hard when you working with this person, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand that point. But she working with the man side by side every day. She have to look at this man that she done fell in love with. And this man don't look at her the same. After he done strung her along, he done love bumped her. He done told her this, told her that. And now, y'all at this point. So y'all, one day, I don't know, something came across her news feed where it was like, I don't know, y'all know when y'all in a broken-hearted relationship and all this other shit that's like relatable to your situation start showing up on your news feed, whether it's Facebook, TikTok, whatever it is, it starts showing up on your newsfeed. She came across this little love spell, you know, how to get your man and all that. And maybe she was Googling that shit. She probably was Googling that shit. I wouldn't be surprised if she wasn't. So, y'all, this girl started doing her research on love spells. She was, like, trying to see, like, you know, what could happen, you know, how crazy will people go behind a love spell. She just started doing her research about love spells or whatever. She got on TikTok. I think she watched a couple videos. I know she watched a couple videos because a couple of them she shared. So she started watching videos about, you know, the love spell and all this stuff like that. And y'all, every video that I saw that girl had watched or she shared or whatever, y'all, they was basically saying, like, don't do that. People have unalived their partner and this and that. You know, it's not that serious, all this stuff like that. But the girl was curious. She was curious as hell. That's why y'all got to be careful what the fuck y'all do and who the fuck y'all trying to attach to y'all. Because, baby, this shit is not no damn joke. But anyways, so she ended up doing it, y'all. She ended up doing it one night, and I think she was like, she didn't have no results the second or third night or whatever. Like a few nights she didn't have no results or whatever. So she was just like, fuck it, you know, she didn't believe in it. But then this man texted her out the blue. He texted her out the blue, and he was just like, I miss you. And he usually didn't text that, so she was like, damn, okay, you know, he you know, she didn't really think of the love spell either, y'all. She thought that it was just like a coincidence or some shit. Like he just, you know, he just texted her because, like I said, y'all, they was on and off all the time. So she just looked at it like it was a normal routine with him. So, y'all, you know, they talking, everything going smooth and stuff like that, you know, for like a week or two. And then he just got to accuse her. Like I said, they work at the same facility or whatever. So he got to accusing her, like every time she would talk to another guy or whatever, or somebody would say hey to her, he was like, damn, you in everybody's face. Like he was just like make little smart ass comments, but he wasn't really just throwing himself out there to show that he's like he's jealous or something. I don't know. There's probably another terminology I could have used, but yeah, y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say. But anyways, she was like explaining to him, she was like, you know, she kind of like, why you checking me? You ain't even my dude. Then when I tried to ask you about a relationship and stuff like that, you didn't even want a relationship and all this stuff like that. Mind y'all, I don't think this girl realized that love spell that she put on that man, it actually freaking worked. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna have to make part 2 because I'm on my break and I gotta go back in. Imagine casting a love spell on a narcissist and he unalives you. Part 2. Now, first thing first, before I even start, I just want to say a lot of y'all under the comments talking about, oh, she got what she deserved and all this stuff like that. I agree, she shouldn't have did it, but I don't agree that she got what she deserved, because no person deserves to be unalived by another person. I feel like they both was in the wrong. She shouldn't have did what she did to him, and he shouldn't have killed her. This girl got 2 kids. Y'all got to understand, her youngest kid is 3 and her oldest is 5. And for the ones that saying that maybe he put the love spell on her first, I do agree. I completely agree. Because for some reason, she mentioned that she couldn't get over this man for nothing. No matter what she did, like she stopped talking to him, she was talking to other people, she couldn't get over this man for nothing. So 9 times out of 10, that sound like she was under the love spell too. She just kept saying that she kept thinking about him. She was having dreams about him. Like it was all the signs of, you know, her being under a love spell. Okay, let's finish the story. So, okay, like I said, they was at work or whatever. She was talking to this dude. I think this dude spoke to her. He was asking her something about the job. I don't know what they was talking about, but he came to her and he was like, damn, you in everybody's face. And, you know, she kind of brushed it off. She laughed and all this stuff like that. She was like, I thought you said you didn't want to pursue no relationship and stuff like that. Why you questioning me about who I'm talking to and all this stuff like that? Mind y'all, the way the girl was acting, you can kind of tell that she had forgot. I ain't gonna say she forgot about the love spell, but she probably felt like the love spell didn't work because, like I said, they was on and off, you know. So 9 times out of 10, she probably looked at it like, you know, he just probably checking in like he always do. So they go to their department or whatever, and he came up to her. He was asking her, like, what you and old dude was talking about, what y'all had going on. She was like, nothing, you know, we weren't really talking about nothing and stuff like that. She didn't really go further detail about what they talking about. She just said nothing to him, and he walked away. So she said when she looked up, he was giving her like an evil look. He was giving her like a real evil look, and it kind of scared her. So she went down there and she asked him, like, why you looking at me? You know, she was in a playful mode. She didn't like, she didn't think nothing of it, y'all. She didn't think nothing of it. She didn't think that I don't think she thought that the love spell worked, like I said. So he was just like, when she went down there and asked him why he was looking at her like that or whatever, he was like, why was you in dude's face? That's what I'm trying to understand. You ain't really asked me. You said it was nothing, but I'm trying to understand why you was in his face. And she saying the same stuff, like, why you questioning me and all this stuff like that. And he was just like, don't worry about it, whatever. So they had stopped talking. They left work. He texted her and he was like, you better not be talking to that dude that you was talking to at work. And she was like, that's crazy. And y'all, what's crazy, the girl, I don't know what's wrong with her, but she asked him again about a freaking relationship. And he now one thing about it, the love spell, I don't know how the love spell works, but he still didn't want to pursue a relationship with her. But it's like he was like obsessed with her. He was trying to control her. He didn't want her talking to nobody else type stuff. So she goes home, both of them go home or whatever. It's the end of the day, they go home. And she said bye to him, and he didn't say nothing to her. He didn't say nothing to her. He looking at her, you know, crazy and shit. Like, he basically was in zombie mode. I don't know how this shit go, y'all, but that shit is demonic as hell. It's like, I don't know, he changed his whole face structure and stuff like that when he saw her. Like, you know, he would be having a conversation, talking to somebody else, but it's like as soon as he laid eyes on her, it's like he would get in demonic mode. Like, he would just be so evil looking towards her. And she was like, she just didn't understand. So when she got home, she texted him and she was asking him like what all that was about, with you questioning me and you looking at me like that and all this stuff like that. And he was just telling her like, don't worry about it, you will see real soon. Y'all, and I don't want to get emotional telling the story because the shit finna get deep as fuck. So y'all, at this point, they, like I said, they at home, they had went home or whatever. And I think they was out for the next 3 days. They was out for either the next 3 days or the next 4 days or whatever. I don't know. But he texted her and he asked her if he could see her that night. And she was like, yeah, come over and all that stuff like that. And she happy, you know, she not thinking nothing of it, y'all. You could tell this her first time doing some shit like this because she wasn't really playing her cards right. She wasn't cautious about nothing. So he came to her house, you know, he's sitting on the couch, they talking, you know, she offered him a drink and both of them smoke or whatever. She offered him to smoke. And he was like, nah, I don't want none of this shit. It's like he was just evil. He wanted to be in her presence, but it's like he had hate towards her or something. I don't know. It's crazy. But y'all, she said she was sitting on the couch when she offered him to drink and when she offered him to smoke with her. And y'all, he just got up and choked her. He choked her and he was just like looking dead in her eyes. The same evil look he gave her at work, the same evil look he gave her when he walked through the door. He just was looking at her eyes evil as fuck. And when he was choking her, he was just like, you better not give my shit away. You better not give my shit away to nobody. And she was just like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, you hurting me and stuff like that. Like, get off of me, bro. You hurt me. And he just started laughing. And he went back to his normal self. Y'all. And he just was looking confused. She said he was looking confused. Like, he wasn't even aware of what he just did to her. So she had made up some excuse about her having to do something or whatever to the point where he had to leave or something like that. I don't know. I think she said she had to go pick up her child or something. I don't know. But he ended up leaving or whatever. And he texted her and he apologized to her about what he did. He was like, I'm sorry. I got too aggressive with you and all this stuff like that. So I want to let you know that I apologize. And she was like, oh, it's okay and stuff like that. She thought that shit was sweet. She thought like, oh, okay, you know, he protective of me, or, you know, he just crazy about me, you know. I don't know. But y'all, okay, so the way her house is set up, y'all, she keep her blinds open. She said she keep her blinds open all the time. You know, she sit on the couch, she smoke, she drink, you know, and she just sit on the couch and she vibe and stuff like that. She said for some reason she looking out the window and he passes by. And then she didn't really say nothing. She didn't think nothing of it because she's like, you know, in her head, she like, that could have been anybody. You know, that could have been anybody. So I'm not just going to say that was him. That's in the back of her head. She thinking that. She didn't say that out loud, but she thinking that in the back of her head. Like, that could have been anybody. So then he comes back around, but this time he's blowing his horn. He blowing his horn hard as fuck. And she just like, what the fuck? Like, you know, what's going on and shit like that. So she calls him. She like, did you just pass by my house? And all this stuff like that. And he just get the clicking on her like, yeah, bitch, it better not be nobody in there and all this stuff like that. I'm gonna come upstairs and beat that door down and beat you down and this and that. He just was threatening her left and right. It's like he would get aggressive with her and then he'll come back too. And he'll just be nice. Y'all, this shit is crazy as fuck. Like, this shit's scary. I'm trying not to cry and all this stuff like that. Cause baby, it gets deep. This man was in this girl bushes waiting on her. Like, he was in her bushes, under her steps, under her car, behind a fucking trash can. Y'all, it got so crazy. Like, he didn't even recognize himself, I don't think, because it's like it was like a switch. You know, one minute he was like real aggressive with her, then the next minute he like, damn, I apologize for what I did. I don't know what came over me and all this stuff like that. That damn love spell. But anyways, I know y'all tired of these parts, but bitch, I'm at work and I ain't losing my job for now one of you hoes. Anyways, I'm finna go back in here. I'm gonna make part 3 a little later, probably when I get back on my break. So at 5 o'clock, I'm gonna make part 3. Tune in.
These are the consequences of doing a love spell on a person. I came across the story on here. It was actually in Spanish, so I'm gonna go ahead and translate it to English, and I'll tag the original creator down here. So Gloria has been practicing witchcraft for the past 5 years, so much so that she has become very well known around her neighborhood, and she has a ton of clients. One day she was having a birthday party at her house, so she invited a bunch of her friends and a bunch of like her close neighbors. When she sees a girl that she didn't recognize enter her home, she assumed that this was probably one of her friends who had invited another friend. The girl goes up to her, introduces herself as Peggy, and tells Gloria that she needs her help, that she has fallen madly in love with this man that wants absolutely nothing to do with her. Gloria advised her against it and told her about all the consequences that come from love spells, that you can't mess with someone's free will. Peggy said that she didn't care, that whatever the consequences were, that she was willing to deal with it. The next day, Peggy went to Gloria's house and Peggy handed her a jar. In this jar, there was this white powder. Peggy told her to take a very small amount out of the jar and to add it to one of his alcoholic drinks. And to also do it on a Friday, because apparently Fridays are the most strongest days to do this stuff. That Friday, Peggy ended up having a huge party at her house where she invited just about everyone, including the boy and Gloria. As the party was going, everybody was dancing, singing, having a great time. Peggy starts getting a bunch of drinks ready for her friends. Gloria notices that Peggy takes one of the drinks and puts it to the side. She then opens the jar that she had in her pocket and she dumps all of the powder in the drink. Gloria right away runs over to Peggy and tells her, "That is too much. I told you to only give him a small amount. You have no idea the consequences that this is gonna create." Peggy then snaps at Gloria and tells her to mind her business, that this had nothing to do with her, that she already paid her for her work, and that whatever happens now, to just back off. Gloria pretty much wiped her hands clean and left it at that. The minute this guy took a sip of the drink, it was almost out of a movie scene. He became completely head over heels in love with Peggy and could not keep his hands off of her. The whole night they were just making out and all over each other. A few weeks go by and Peggy gives Gloria a call and tells her, "Hey, what you gave me worked amazing, but I no longer want to be with him. He has become way too obsessive, very toxico, to the point that he's even jealous of my own brothers. I wanted him, but not like this. I no longer want to be with him." Gloria told her that there's nothing that she can do about it, that when she tried to interfere, that she had told her to mind her business, so that's exactly what she was gonna do. Weeks go by and Gloria ends up receiving news that literally chilled her to the bone. Apparently, Peggy had broken up with the guy, and when she did so, the guy became so insane that he drove his bike right off of a bridge, unaliving himself. All because of that spell. A month later, Peggy calls her terrified, crying her heart out, begging Gloria for help. She told her that after the boy had passed away, that she continued to see him in the home, that he wakes her up at night, that she hears his voice, that he still is around at all times, that even after he passed away, he continues to be obsessed over her, even after death.
So, my Halloween babes, if a man doesn't want you naturally, no spell or panty tea will give you the relationship that you desire. It might be temporary results, but sooner or later the truth will emerge and the illusion will crumble. The most empowering thing that you can do is to invest in yourself. Focus on your own glow up and attract love that is meant for you. True love is rooted in mutual respect and genuine connection, not manipulation, coercion. Now, my rich babes, when you see these couples out here and you're just so envious, don't ever be envious of anyone who got a man that you may want, because you don't know how that woman got that man. You understand? So remember, my rich babes, that you're worthy of someone who loves you authentically, without any tricks, rituals, or spells. If he's not showing you the love and respect that you deserve, then let him go and put that energy towards leveling up your own life. Focus on glowing up and being the best version of yourself. The right person will come when they see your value without needing to do any magical push. So, as we continue our 10 days till Halloween special, stay tuned for more eerie and thought-provoking topics. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and also comment down below your thoughts. And if you have ever experienced anything related to this topic, have you ever done one? A love spell on somebody? Be honest, we are not judgmental in the chat, okay? We want to know what happened. We want to know. So with that being said, my rich babes, don't forget that our Halloween promotion runs until October 31st, getting 31% off all digital products from Rych Milan Co. No code needed. Until next time, rich babes, stay rich.